Good afternoon. I'm here to present today on building your career capital. Whether you are a student looking for a job, or you are a professional looking to get promoted, or you are an entrepreneur who want to make big, I have a success formula today to talk about that will make sure that you meet your dream. As I talk about that success formula, let me talk about the first point out of that the success formula. The first thing is about learning with perseverance. Let me take you back and share a small example on this, how it worked for me. This is a picture of my college, and these are my friends. And of course, the one you see in the white circle is me. Yeah, I look different, and I'll share in a short while why I look different. So I started my MBA, and as I started my MBA, I realized that I was really bad on English, especially on a spoken English. And I've studied from a public school, but the challenge was that my English teacher taught English in Hindi. Even at home, there was nobody who was conversing in English. But at a very early stage in my life, I realized that this is one core skill that I need if I have to be successful in life. The biggest motivation to learn English came from my girlfriend's best friend and my college mates, who will not miss a chance to make fun of me when I will make a wrong sentence or probably make a grammatical error. I was so bad that I couldn't make one single sentence properly. I was that bad. But every time they would laugh at me, I would laugh with them, and then I'll ask that, tell me, how do I improve? And then they will tell me, and I will remember. But over a period of time, I started picking up things and became better on spoken English. Even today, my wife, my 4.5-year-old daughter, they correct me every day multiple times, and I learn with complete humility because I have to learn. As I talk about learning English, I must say that one of the core skills that you must have to be successful is be able to learn continuously. It was a time that I was not able to say one sentence in English, and today I've trained people in more than 25 countries, including countries like China, Korea, Japan, Belgium. And from God's grace, my participants can really understand me well. And rather, I get a compliment from them that I speak really well. I really get surprised when I hear that compliment because I know where I'm coming from. But it is only because of that learning with perseverance that I could improve on this small skill. If I talk about learning is directly related with your capability to adapt. And as I talk about adaptability, that's one core skill that you need to be able to be successful in your life. Whether you are looking for a job, or whether you're managing a small business, or you're looking for anything that you really want to gain, your adaptability is going to be the core factor in that learning process. Recently, I did a research with 187 leaders, and this research was one-on-one interviews with those leaders, and in the research, I asked them only 3 simple questions. My first question to them was that what is the definition of a high potential person to them? My second question to them was that what is that instinctive, unconscious criteria they have in their mind that they can meet with somebody or shake hands with somebody and they can tell whether that person is a great talent or not. My third question to them was that what is your 2 biggest strengths and what is your thinking behind that strength? The results were amusing, yet very simple and very powerful. What I realized from the research was that people like people who are like them. Let me explain that. So if I ask the leader about their biggest strength and the leader said, communication is my biggest strength, the same leader said that their unconscious criteria to assess that great talent is when somebody articulates well, when somebody is asking good questions. The same leader gave a definition of high potential behavior as one of the skills that is required is communication. So actually, everybody is looking for the same skills in the others what they are strong at. But think about it. If you have to grow in life, you have to be able to manage your stakeholders. You have to be able to get on the good books with everybody, and they should feel the confidence in you then only you would be able to progress. Whether it is your boss, whether it is your boss's boss, whether it is your peers or your boss's peers, or in a business, whether it is your stakeholders, clients, or vendors. So very one simple but important aspect here was that your behavior and stakeholder perception, when it matches, that is the time that you start gaining that success. Okay? And as I talk about this research, I would say that adaptability is that one core behavior that researchers have proved that it is the single most element that is there among all the successful people, whether they are salaried or whether they are in a business, whether they are a social entrepreneur, whatever they are doing, if they are successful, then they must have this skill. And there are multiple researchers that has already been proving this continuously ongoing basis. And that's the reason I'm saying that if you want to be successful in life or you want to fulfill your dreams, one single trait that you need to start with is learning. As you learn and implement and adapt, that's where your journey starts. That's number one. Let me talk about number two, and that is the power of positive belief. This is how I looked till 2003. And after 2003, I didn't look like this anymore because in June 2003, I was here. This is a picture of Apollo Hospital in Delhi. So in June 2003, I fell from the 6th floor right on the road, and of course, there was a lot of damage. I lost my right eye. I had uncountable broken bones. I lost my front 10 teeth. I lost 2 ankle bones, and also damaged my left leg so bad that it was folded completely. That is what it led to. I was in coma for 1.5 months, then I was in ICU for another 1.5 months, where the physiotherapist told my mother that your son will never be able to walk again. After the hospital, I was lying down on the bed at home for 2 months, and it was so frustrating lying at home like that, that I called the doctor, and I requested the doctor to amputate my left leg, so that I can get an artificial leg, and I can be mobile and I can walk again. The doctor still wanted to try last time, and when I was taken to the operation theater and given anesthesia, the doctor stretched my leg completely. And as the doctor stretched my leg, that broke my knee bone. All the muscles were broken, all the veins were broken. But there was a good news. The good news was that my leg was straightened finally. And after a month of a lot of physiotherapy, I was able to stand again on my feet. I've seen my parents, my family, the joy in their eyes, the emotion in their eye, that they were so happy, and I felt really lucky to be able to see them like that. A lot of people said that, Nitin, you must be very strong that you could recover from such a thing. And I think it wasn't about being strong. It was about a belief change that happened with a small incident. Once I visited my friend's father just to meet, and I was advised by him that I can go to a government hospital and apply for a certificate of being a handicapped, and then I can get a government job. And that hurt me really hard. And that day I thought, no matter what happens, I would work hard and I'll ensure that I'll do better than my friend. In a positive state of doing better than him, I started working hard. And that became my single motivation to change my belief system that it's possible for me to get back on my feet, it's possible to get back to my life, which I had lost completely. That positive belief led to a self-talk. So think about it, that if you are thinking positively about the future state, that thinking will give you some positive feelings. Those positive feelings would give you some positive behaviors. If you have positive behaviors and actions, working towards your goals, towards your dreams, the results are obvious. And that's where I was able to get back to my life and was able to work out on things. When I talk about this, there are multiple researches that has been done in the past on this. And my favorite one is by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Dr. Bruce Lipton is a stem cell biologist, a best-selling author. He says, give me a child until 7 and I'll give you a man. His research talks about that how you can alter your genes, you can alter your DNA, and you can do all that by the attitudes and beliefs. If you are able to think in a particular direction and you create a belief system and an attitude, you can definitely alter even your DNA and your genes, and you can become whatever you wish to. There's something called as placebo effect. What it means that imagine you are unwell and doctor gave you a pill and said that you would be cured. And you believed in that pill and you took the pill and you were fine. It's not only the pill who did the job, it was the belief in the pill that did the job. And that's what we call placebo effect. Your belief has a lot of effects on you, and in the same way, negative belief has a lot of effect on you. When I talk about negative beliefs effect, we call it as a nocebo effect. So if you're thinking negative and you are continuously not really supporting the positive self-talk and the belief system, there could be a number of diseases that can get generated in your body. You can even die. And that's the power of that belief system. So Dr. Bruce Lipton says something very interesting. That is, your life is a printout of your subconscious mind. Whatever you'll think, whatever you'll process, your life is going to give you as like a 3D printout. And that's where things change. So the first thing I talked about is learning with perseverance. Second thing I'm talking about is belief. Third thing, and that is take risk, follow your true North Star. When I say take risk, follow your true North Star, I'm referring to the purpose, the reason why you are born on this planet, why God made you a human being. What is the reason that your life exists? Oprah Winfrey says, align your personality with your purpose and nobody can stop you. Let me add a little flavor to that. Align your personality with your purpose and align both with your value system and nobody can stop you. As I talk about the belief system, let me share about what happened after the accident. After I recovered, I had a huge pressure of helping my family because my family got into a lot of debt for my treatment and hospitalization. To the extent, my brother had to mortgage his only shop, and that's how they managed the expenses. So for me, the most important thing was to act responsible and support the family, which I did for about 5 years, which was very, very unnatural of me during those times, being that responsible. But I did that. But in 2008, I realized that I had been a great kid for so many years now, and my old dreams started haunting me again. And one of the old dreams was to be able to ride a motorcycle from Delhi to Ladakh, and of course come back alive. And it is about 1,400 kilometers going and coming back. So that makes 2,800 kilometers. But the challenge was, I had only one eye and my body was not strong enough. My friends and family was against the idea. But I knew one thing, that if I don't do this, I would not be able to get what I want in life, what I want back. I want my life back, I want my confidence back. I won't be able to get it if I don't do that. So I decided that I'll still go for that trip. Now, when I planned for the trip, it was planned with complete strangers. So I met these strangers for the first time on July 17th, 2008, at Azadpur petrol station at 6 a.m. I was nervous because I haven't ridden the bike for so long and was not feeling physically confident. And I met them and they introduced themselves. The first person was from Ladakh and had been going to Ladakh every year on a bike from last more than 10-15 years. The second person was a professional mud biker, and even his wife is a mud biker. The third person was again from a family where his mother, father, both the brothers, he himself is a great biker. The whole family goes for rides. The fourth person was an investment banker who was also an avid biker. So I was already nervous, and my nervousness went up at 6 a.m. in the morning, but I gathered all the courage, started riding. I reached Shimla by about 6 p.m. and the person who was a mud biker, he said that he's going to call off the trip and he'll go back to Delhi because he thinks that the trip is too dangerous. And at that point in time, my heart sank. I thought, if this person thinks this trip is so dangerous, what's going to happen to me now? But on the same time, I thought that if today I don't take this stand and don't make this journey further, I won't be able to make up to this moment ever in my life. And thankfully, we continued our journey and he came back to Delhi. As we went further, There were a number of things that I learned during the trip because it was a 17 days long trip. I fell 4 times from the bike, and finally I could complete the trip with all safety. Not to forget that it was all because of my bikers who helped me, supported me, and made me do that. Once I completed the bike trip, I realized that no matter what happens, if you think, if you believe, and if you can take the risk, then everything is possible in this world. And I also started to realize that if you do not have dreams, if you don't have goals, and you are complacent and really not doing anything in life, then you are very prone to anxiety and depression. But if you have goals, if you have dreams, and you're working for that, then you will feel motivated and you would be able to do that with all the courage that is required to do that. A very important thing about this is that as we prepare ourselves for our journey, for our dreams, it is always that something stops us. Imagine, what is society telling us? What is family telling us? What is our friends telling us? They are teaching us to live a very prescribed life. Get education, get a nice job, find a nice girl or a boy, get married, have 2 kids, preferably a boy and a girl, and save money. That's not about following your true North Star. Following your true North Star is being able to live your dreams, and all the other things are the side effects of life. But you're born to live your dreams and accomplish your dreams. That's the real purpose of your life. So you need to ask yourself, what is my true North Star and what direction I need to go in? The beautiful part is that the times have changed. We are entering into a gig workers economy. What I mean by gig workers economy is that whatever skill you have, whether you are an artist, whether you are a content writer, whether you are an engineer, whatever skill that you have, or you are a cook, you have plenty of options in this world of internet. You don't have to run behind to find a job. You don't have to run behind to earn money. If you have a talent, if you have a dream, just follow it. And automatically there would be people who will follow you to buy your skill set. And you can sell that skill set at your price, at your condition. You might have heard about a lot of people who've shifted to mountains and they're working from there, and that's what they're doing. So actually we are born as human beings to keep happy, to be satisfied. Making money and other things is a side effect of doing that. Yeah? So these are the 3 important things that I personally think that changes the life. And if you follow these 3 things, you can definitely achieve your dreams and achieve your goals. Number 1, I said, is learning with perseverance, the power of positive belief. And lastly, I said that follow your true North Star. Take risk. But great powers comes with great responsibility. And you can achieve all these things. You can achieve any dream that you have. But without the relationships around you, maybe those relationships is of family or friends or your work colleagues or anybody around you, if those relationships are not there in your success, this success is going to be a waste. I still remember spending a time with my father talking about something when I was bedridden, where my father said, Nitin, though you have done a lot of blunders in your life, but you must have done something amazing because you have amazing set of friends. And I asked him, why did he say that? I was bedridden. He said, Nitin, when you were bedridden or when you were fighting for life in the hospital, your friends were donating blood. They donated about 34 units of blood because multiple surgeries were going on, and they did not let the family members donate blood. And they said, save it for the emergency. In that moment, I thought that I had been so mean. I had been so disrespectful to people, and I have never cared about friends and family and extended family, and they did so much for me and so much for my family. And I realized that this success would be meaningless if you do not have all those people together with you. Okay? As I complete my thought, cages are not made of iron. They are made up of thoughts. Thank you.